Hi everyone, my name is Rashika and today I'd like to share my reflections on my service learning project. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge the land in which we meet today, the Whadjuk Noongar land, and I pay respect to the past, present and emerging. So for the past year and a half, myself and other medical students and youth have been working alongside the School of Special Education Needs, Medical and Mental Health, or better known as SENMMH. SENMMH provides educational support to children receiving care in hospitals or mental health facilities to allow continuation of their education when they are unable to attend school. They also provide seamless transition back to the enrolled school once the student is discharged and fit to return. Our vision for this project is to establish a communication script to assist with daily phone calls to health staff. The script was designed to serve as a practical guide for structuring conversations, enabling outreach staff to clearly communicate and explain the services offered by SENMMH to health professionals, ultimately improving outreach and support for patients. In this video, I'd like to reflect on two key experiences that relate to the professional theme using the Gibbs reflective cycle model. The first experience revolves around calmness under pressure and my commitment to lifelong learning. So during this quarterly expo, I was invited alongside other students to present our service learning project and share our work with attendees. We set up our own booths, and throughout the day we were required to talk to students and explain the organization and what our project is about. Initially, I felt incredibly out of place because looking around, it seemed like everyone else was confident and effortlessly articulate, while I felt uncertain and awkward. I found myself stumbling over my words, struggling to clearly communicate the purpose of our project, and unable to confidently answer some of the questions students have asked. As the interactions went on, a wave of self-doubt crept in, and I felt inferior, shy, and aware of my shortcomings. It was really uncomfortable, and I really wanted to walk away from the booth and remove myself from the situation entirely to avoid further embarrassment. However, upon reflecting afterwards, I realized that the experience was not as negative as I had initially felt. In fact, I had successfully spoken to numerous students about a project and organization that I'm deeply passionate about. While I wasn't as articulate as I would have liked, the important part was that I remained genuine, engaged, and tried my best to connect with others. I recognize that growth often comes from discomfort, and repeated exposure to emotional challenges like exposure therapy builds confidence and resilience. Reflecting on these situations helps students manage emotions more effectively. Despite the discomfort, I stayed committed, recognizing that perfection isn't expected and we are all lifelong learners growing through experience. This interaction has pushed me outside my comfort zone, something that will undoubtedly continue throughout my professional career. As future doctors, we'll all face moments where we must have difficult conversations with patients' families or advocate for patients among peers or seniors. As part of my action plan, next time I'll be able to prepare more thoroughly before events. I'll anticipate common questions, prepare clear talking points, and identify useful resources that I can refer to if I don't have the immediate answers. The second experience I'd like to reflect on highlights key professional behaviors, in particularly teamwork, respect, and adaptability. Our actual initial service learning project was aimed to develop advertising and posting materials to help health staff connect with adult and regional and remote hospitals. After nearly 6 months of brainstorming and planning, we found out literally the day before the assessment was due that another SENMMH team was working on a similar initiative. I felt a wave of stress, knowing our efforts might now be redundant, and panic began to set in due to the deadline and the thought of reworking everything. However, I was grateful for the support and empathy from our supervisors and the service learning coordinators. Although it was a major setback, there were several positives that came from the experience. The way we responded with calmness, flexibility, and problem-solving mindset was something that I'm proud of. Rather than becoming stuck in disappointment, we shifted gears quickly and developed new project ideas that would still align with SENMMH team's goals. It reinforced the importance of resilience and teamwork during moments of unexpected change. This experience highlighted how crucial adaptability is in professional settings, especially in healthcare, where situations can change rapidly. The ability to remain composed, seek support, and collaboratively problem solve is essential for maintaining professionalism and delivering meaningful outcomes. It taught me that setbacks are not an indication of incompetence, but rather an opportunity to demonstrate resilience, flexibility, and professionalism. Our new project, although different from what we envisioned, still carries the potential to make a real impact with the SENMMH. In future projects, I'll make sure to include contingency plans, check in regularly with supervisors, and maintain a problem-solving mindset. Key skills for clinical practice. That's all for today, and thank you for watching.